I actually just created an entire curriculum. You guys can actually check it down in the link below. It's a school community. And this entire community, this is my free group right here that you can see on the screen. And you can go in here and this is the curriculum that it helped build out. And then the rest of the curriculum, because you're going, well, hey, there's only 1 or 2 sections, 3 sections in there. The rest of it's in the paid community, okay? And that's this page right here. So what I think is super interesting is when I went to ChatGPT and had it build me out a course, it did super, super well, okay? So I would say I need a curriculum for helping business owners build online companies. It needs to cover offer, leads, sales, hiring, training, and client fulfillment. Can you help me strategize the videos for each section that is needed? I need at least 4 videos per section. Now, you can also ask it to actually help you come up with the sections, right? But that's where I feel as a business owner, if you're trying to build a business, you should kind of know what should be in the curriculum. And then you can have ChatGPT help you figure out specifically what videos. Because sometimes what I've noticed is with a beginner, someone who's watching or learning about business, things that are not easy for them are very easy for me, and I'll oversee that. And that's why usually when you're making curriculum, you want to make it easy to digest. You want to make it as simple as a little 3rd grader or a little baby could figure it out. And so I'll type this in to ChatGPT, and we'll see what's going to give me. Okay, so it gives me 6 core modules, right? Because I obviously gave it that. It gives me 4 different videos per each one. And these may not be as good, right? Because I'll go through and I'll actually, say, hey, I don't really like, module 2, I don't really like video 1. Can you come up with a different name? Or could you come up with more? But what happened, and I'll actually show you guys on an Excel sheet, is we created this on an Excel sheet. And this right here, if you guys look, I'll actually back this up. This was the entire curriculum. So the first week was Business OS, and we had about 15 videos. We even had some bonus videos because I also went to my team and said, hey, what is other stuff we can put in there that clients are asking for? You can also get feedback from your clients, but we put that into ChatGPT, we asked the team, and this is what we came up with. Then we went into week 2, which is about leads. We had about 15 videos. Week 3 was conversions, which is like more sales and marketing. We had about 10 or 12 videos. Then we went to week 4, it's more about fulfillment. It's about another 10 videos. Then we had bonuses. And what I really liked about doing this is I was able to go back to ChatGPT and see if I was missing anything. It's like, hey, I was thinking about putting these videos in there. Is there anything else you can think of? The thing I like to use it for is, again, it's helping me create more ideas. It's helping me refine my ideas. Because again, when you're thinking of stuff, you really are usually wondering, hey, is this good? Can I get some feedback? And ChatGPT is kind of my feedback. So you can actually create a course curriculum in my free school community. You guys can check out the link below. You can actually see in here, I actually show you how to use ChatGPT in more depth and where I actually build out the entire curriculum. It's in this section. Okay, so if you guys want to see that, just click the link down below, go inside the free school community. You can check out these videos, and I actually will go more in depth. Like you see this video right here, it's 20 minutes just on creating the curriculum. Okay, but this is definitely a great way to use ChatGPT, and it's one of the ways I like to use it because it's simple, it helps you think, and it helps refine your ideas. The next thing up I really like to use it for is landing pages. Okay, so I could come here and I'll show you just a random page, but if I have a landing page that's not performing, okay, it's not doing so well. So let's say I come down to here. These pages are not getting a lot of traffic, so it's hard to see, but this has an 8% opt-in rate, this has a 6% opt-in rate, okay? This is also since May 30th, so it's not getting a whole lot of traffic. I'm actually, to be quite honest, I'm not so sure how the traffic's getting there, but if I look at these 2 pages, and what we're looking for is 20%, by the way, so these are not doing very well, but they also don't have a lot of volume, so usually you want to get about 1,000 views to get a real number. But if I go here, and I see this headline, the biggest thing on a landing page is the actual headline, right? That's what actually makes the biggest difference in terms of getting conversions. So if I go to, let's say here, I say, write me a headline that will convert at, let's say 20% or more. This one is only at 8%. And then yeah, there we go. It has to be for the headline because I forgot to put it in. This is the headline converting at 8%, okay? All right, there we go. Okay, so first off, it says, hey, here's why it's not converting. Here's how you can try to get to the 20% goal. And then it starts giving me different options, right? Pretty cool, okay? So It doesn't mean it's going to work, but if you're stuck, that's another thing I like, is if you're stuck and you're out of ideas and you've tried and you've already put the best headline you can think of, and then you're trying to come up with something better that converts, this is a very easy way to do it. You just get different options from here and you rotate the headlines. And one of the key things I try to do with my team is once a week, they will rotate the headlines, right? So if it's not converting, we will split test a different headline that we think might work. And when you're trying different headlines, like end of the day, you just got to get data. So like we'll throw this in there and then we'll try to see if it works better, okay? So that's how I do headlines. I think it's an easy hack. It's very simple and it can work really well.